Hi everyone, I'm Kaya with exercisesforinjuries.com. In this video, we're going to talk about 10 exercises to help seniors maintain strength and balance. So I'm going to go through 10 different exercises that you can do at home. I'm going to explain them to you so that you can go through them on your own. So the first one is a one-leg stand. So obviously changing our base is going to change the work we have to do to stay balanced. So for a one-leg stand, we're going to ground down through one foot, and then we're going to lift the other leg. So we can start by just coming up onto the toes of the other leg. That might be enough. You can always use a wall or a really sturdy chair or something for extra balance. And then we're just going to start by lifting the toe off the ground, maybe to 45-degree angle in the knee. And then eventually we're going to see if we can get that knee to 90, holding it up in front. Holding for about 10 seconds, and then switching to the other leg. So we don't want to lock the knee of the standing leg. We want to have a slight bend. And remember, you can always use the wall or something to help you stay balanced. Holding for about 10 seconds, and then going to the other side, starting with the toes on the ground, slight bend in the knee, maybe just hovering that toe, and eventually one day coming up to 90. All right. Our next exercise is heel to toe walking. So just like it sounds, it's almost like we're going to walk on a tightrope or a balance beam. We're going to bring one foot in front, and then when we step the other foot, we're bringing the heel to the toe. So we're not stepping to the side like we normally would. We're actually touching the heel to the toe. So this is going to make it harder to balance. So again, maybe do this walking along the wall with your hand on the wall, and then we're switching. And we're going to keep going like that, maybe across the room, turn around and go back the other way. Number 3 is standing from a chair. So just like it sounds, we're sitting in a chair. We're going to come up to the edge of the chair, plant our feet firmly on the ground. We're going to really press down through the heels and without using the arms, but you can if you need to, but we're going to eventually try to get to the point where we don't need to use the arms of the chair. We're going to stand all the way up, and then you could sit back down, being very careful when you sit back down that you're landing on the chair. We'll do the same thing, trying to keep the knees behind the toes as we stand up. So that's kind of like working on a squat. Number 4, side stepping. So it's just like it sounds. So to start off with, we're going to step with one foot, other foot comes to meet it. You can do that across the room and back. And then if you want to make it a little bit more difficult, you can add in a bit of a squat. So you can sit the bum back, bend the knees, keep the knees behind the toes, and then we can side step like this. So this is bringing in more of our glutes and making this a little bit more strength-based. All right, number 5 is a cross step, or maybe you've heard of it as grapevine. So just like our side step, we're going to step with one foot, but this time we're going to cross the other foot in front, and then step, and then cross the other foot behind. So that's kind of like one round, and you could keep going in one direction, and then we'd switch. Step to the side, step the other foot in front. Step to the side, step the other foot behind. And then you grapevine. Okay, number 6. So this is a back leg raise. So now we're going to use the chair, holding onto the back of a very sturdy chair. You could also do this holding onto a wall. We're going to ground down through one foot, again, not locking the knee. Other leg is as straight as possible. We're going to lift it up behind us, squeezing the glute, hold it up as high as we can for about 5 or 10 seconds. Come back down, and then repeat. And then we would do the same on the other leg. Squeeze, holding as high as you can, really, really squeezing that glute, and coming back down, and then continuing for however many reps you're doing. So side leg raise is very similar, same starting position. This time we're lifting the leg out to the side, holding it up as high as we can, 5 or 10 seconds, and then back down, and then we continue. And then we'd switch sides, holding it up as high as we can, and coming back down. All right, number 8 is squat to a chair. So just like standing up from a chair, this time we're kind of focusing more on the sitting down aspect as well. So we want to make sure we're close enough to the chair that we're going to sit into the chair. And we're going to focus on the downward motion now. So when you normally sit down, you might not really think about what you're doing. What we want to do from here, our feet are about hip distance apart. We're going to bring the weight into the heels, sit the bum back, chest will come forward. And then we're going to sit all the way down. And notice that I kept my knees behind my toes. And then standing up just like we did before, keep the knees behind the toes all the way up. And again, sit the bum back. So it's like you're sticking your butt out behind you, trying to keep the chest somewhat up, but it's going to come forward. Keeping the knees behind the toes and sitting. And remember, you can always grab onto the handles of the chair to help you if you need. So slow and steady, being very careful. Right, number 9 is a heel raise. So strengthening and a balancing exercise. Feet hip distance apart. We're going to come up onto the balls of the feet, up to the toes, hold for a second, and slowly lower down. So taking your time, hold for a second, and know that at any point you can always hold on to the wall or something to help you get used to the exercise. All right, last one is bird dog. So this is a little bit of core work. We're going to come down onto all fours. Shoulders are stacked over wrists, hips over knees. And we're going to lift the left arm out in front, the right leg out behind, so we're balancing on opposites here. If that's too difficult, you can just do one arm or one leg at a time. But eventually, opposite arm and leg are up. We're lifting them both up towards the ceiling and holding for about 5 seconds. And then we're coming back down, and we go to the other side and repeat like that. All right, those are your 10 exercises to help you maintain strength and balance. I hope that was helpful and that you're going to try these exercises out. I'll see you all in a future video. Take care. Bye.